like to welcome you to Shark Tank, our first annual Shark Tank, along with our annual celebration of education in Edina. How many of you have seen the ABC television show Shark Tank? Ooh, oh my gosh, okay, so you understand the concept, you've seen it. Shark Tank is critically acclaimed, it's won many Emmy Awards, and as you know, it has an entrepreneurial theme to the show. And who would think a reality show based on business would have that level of success? But Shark Tank has over many, many seasons. And it consists of a panel of potential business investors, which are the sharks. And they listen to the pitches of entrepreneurs and their ideas on both businesses and products, with the hope of having those sharks, one or more, invest in that business concept. The popularity of that business-themed television show has inspired a whole nation of individuals to dream bigger. And I have to say, I'm kind of one of them. I'm a Shark Tank geek, and I have a couple of ideas rolling around in my head. While our event today is on a much smaller scale, the goal is very similar, and it's to encourage Edina High School students to dream bigger, to help instill confidence in them and their ideas, while at the same time showing them with the help of our sharks what real-world investors look for in their business partnerships. I'd like to thank the Edina Public School System for their support and encouragement. With all of our ongoing partnerships, we certainly keep them busy, and when their phone rings, they're like, oh, it's the chamber again, what idea do they have now? But they've been so open to our ideas and our partnerships. We appreciate it very much. Thank you to Edina High School Principal Andy Beaton, and a special thank you to Will Argulo, who is the Edina High School DECA advisor and business teacher. He's been great in helping to prepare the students as best as possible for the world of business that lies ahead, and has spent countless hours working with them. I'd also like to do a special shout out to Green Umbrella's partner, Generator. Generator is one of the top 10 business accelerators in the country, and they were kind enough to allow one of their partners, Kate Evinger, who is the program manager at Generator, to take time out of her busy schedule and work with the kids to show them what a real life pitch looks like. So we'll see if they've taken any of that advice to heart. So at this time, what we'd like to do is introduce our sharks to you. And joining us today is Jim Layton, and he's with Edina Realty to introduce the sharks. Jim, do you want to come up?
Thank you, Lori, and on behalf of Edina Realty, thank you for the opportunity to participate in this great program today. And I know a lot of you are online, but how exciting that we are in this room wearing real clothes and having a lunch. So prior to being a realtor, I was an event producer for 20 years, not too long ago. So you can know how excited I am to actually be here. So what makes this event special is the opportunity for the students to gain real life experiences. They would not be able to do that without the help of the sharks that are with us today. We have Kevin McCardle, Bonnie Spear-McGrath, and Paul Moody. Kevin, Bonnie, and Paul all have background and experience in investing and working with startup organizations. So I'll introduce each individually here. Kevin McCardle is founder and CEO of SureSwift Capital. SureSwift acquires software as a service businesses from independent founders and takes them to the next stage of growth. SureSwift has a rapidly growing portfolio of more than 30 companies, managed by a team of 80 people, working in 14 time zones. And Kevin and his family live right here in Edina. We also have Bonnie Spear-McGrath. She is the founding chair of the Minneapolis-St. Paul chapter of Tiger 21. She is described as a people connoisseur, a meaningful connector, and a person you go to for a bit of courage. Her favorite book to give new founders is What Do You Do With an Idea by Kobe Yamada. As a founder, CEO, board director, and community volunteer, She has created and led many high-performing teams over the course of the last 30 years, often creating services and products that did not previously exist. She and her family have also lived here in Edina for 27 years. And then finally, we have Paul Moody. Paul is partner and serves as vice chairman of Faribault Woolen Mill Company. Paul's professional career includes working in the tax department of Arthur Anderson and Company and in the private space of law, focusing on closely held businesses. He also served as president and CEO of Custom Rock, a St. Paul-based manufacturer and architectural concrete contractor. Paul is actively involved with several business interests, including serving on the board of directors. Paul has been involved in several community and civic organizations, including serving as the president of the Rotary Club of Edina and as a member of its board of directors and foundation board. He is currently a member of the M Health Fairview Community Advisor Committee and a board member of the Edina Chamber of Commerce and Gianna Homes. If the Sharks please come up, thank you.
Thanks, Jim. There you go. So what we're going to do, this is the way the process will work here with the students. Similar to Shark Tank, each student will have about 5 minutes to present their business idea. The Sharks will then have an opportunity to ask any questions. And as you may be able to guess, we would love to be able to fund these business ideas, but our budget at the Chamber is not quite as large as Shark Tank's budget. But we will be presenting the winning student with $1,000 in cash, and the other two students who are participating will receive $100 in cash. So let's start with our first student.
Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? My name is Vishal Dasani and I'm here on behalf of two of my other friends to present you guys with Plutus Platinum Investing, or the future of investing. So the problem that Plutus works to solve is the problem how many young entrepreneurs tend to face lack of funds to get their business started, and this problem often results in many good ideas being overlooked because of lack of funds. So the solution to this problem is Plutus. So what is Plutus? Plutus is essentially the middleman linking young entrepreneurs with their business ideas to investors. Once the platform goes live, once the platform goes live, young entrepreneurs can place their ideas on our platform and give a mini pitch on our platform. Then investors can then look at these pitches and see if they like them. And then they can meet the ask that the young entrepreneurs are asking for. So essentially we have an ask feature, and this comes from the website StockX, where you can sell shoes and clothes. And on StockX, when somebody is selling shoes or clothes, they can place an ask of what they're looking for to sell this shoe or shirt. So essentially, on this platform, the entrepreneur can place what they're looking for. So like on Shark Tank, if they're essentially asking for $500,000 for 10%, they can put that on our website. Or if they simply want to sell their idea, they can also put that on our website. And if the investor likes the ask and likes the idea, then they can complete the ask, and then they will be linked through our chat servers, and then that's how a partnership is formed. Or they can negotiate through our chat servers and make a deal, like exactly how the real Shark Tank works. So how will it be profitable? So we will charge 3% for every transaction that goes on our platform. So for example, if someone were to buy a company or an idea for $2 million, we would charge 3% of that. We also will be providing a promotional service. So if one of the entrepreneurs thinks their idea is really good and they want to get their idea on the front page of our website and get it noticed by more investors, they can pay us with that, with money so they can be on the front page. We will also have ads, and we will also generate ad revenue. And then in about 2 years after we launch this app, we are looking to become a subscription-based service, because many businesses now in 2021, that's how they're profitable, by subscriptions. Our goal. So our goal is simply to just change the world. You know, we know that many young entrepreneurs have faced problems and lack of funds, like I described in the problem slide, and it simply is not fair because their good ideas are being overlooked. So for the first 3 to 4 years of when our app is live, we know that it won't be that profitable, but that is okay with us because our first primary goal is to give a pathway to these young entrepreneurs to success and to basically level the playing field. Our final goal is to expand our business. Our eventual goal is to become a parent company with multiple different investing companies under our wing. So that is our final goal, starting with Plutus. Protection. How will we protect our customers? So yes, there may be a problem with the copyright and stuff, and how will our customers feel safe putting their idea on our website? So every transaction will be fully insured by our company in case anything goes wrong. And we will place a copyright on every single idea that is put on our platform. And most likely all the ideas that are being put on our platform will already have a patent. So essentially you could think about it that the entrepreneurs are lending their idea to us and putting it on their platform, and we're finding a buyer for them. So that's essentially how you can look at that. And all the info that we gather will only be used for business purposes. So why we need your investment. So what we will do if we are winners here today, or we get an investment from the so-called sharks, we will use the investment to invest in launching our app and advertising. So with the investment, we feel that we can launch our app and put those resources, because this is a 3-week-old idea and we've been working on it pretty hard. So we are now ready to develop the app. So that's what we need the investing for, and we will also use the investing for advertising. And over at Plutus, we really think that advertising is a huge role in how companies can explode and how they can really become big and how they can change the world. So advertising we'll use the investment money a lot for advertising. So Sharks, who's ready to change the world with Plutus?
Thank you so much. Okay, Sharks, there's a microphone. I think it's in front of Paul. So if you wouldn't mind, Paul, if you have any questions, we'll start with you.
Well, first of all, great presentation. Wonderful
Thank
done. I'm curious. I mean, how much are you looking for initially? Let me ask you 2 questions. How much initially, and what does your team look like?
So our team consists of 4 people, Logan Fiol and Stephen Blaze, and we are going to bring on 1 more employee, so it's going to be a team of 4 people. Honestly, I think what we're essentially looking for would be like, I'd say $5,000, and the percentage would be negotiable, because we really feel like the money portion is not really what we're looking for here. We're really looking for a mentor, because I feel like with an app, you don't need that much money to start up an app. But really, what we're looking for is a mentor, because we're still kids. We're only in high school. So I mean, like when I watch Shark Tank, I really think that the more valuable part is the mentorship, and how powerful those sharks are, because like they got to that spot because they know what they're doing. So when we're looking for an ask, it's more about the partnership and the mentorship.
I got one more question for you. You mentioned subscriptions. Can you tell me how that works?
So we haven't really figured that all out yet. We're still working on that, but one thing that we were looking at would be like the investors would provide a subscription, so they can get early access, let's say, or our team, like if we see really good ideas, then we'll hit them up with those ideas. Or it could be like no ads or something like that. But the only thing that we have certain that we're going to include in the subscription service would be like early access and stuff.
Okay.
And like also less of a fee, that the 3% fee would probably go down to like 2%.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, Michelle. I love the idea of early access. I think that's pretty compelling and a reason why people might pay for the service. Can you tell me how you and your partners came upon this idea? And then, separate question, have you thought through the plan of how to, building a marketplace is hard, because you have to get both sides, right? You need investors to be interested, which means you need entrepreneurs to come looking for money, and you need both of those to grow at the same time. So have you thought through how to build the marketplace?
So to answer your first question, I actually was going to include that in the presentation, but I forgot, so I'll just tell you guys right now. So our team of 3 people, we had a business meeting 4 weeks ago, and we all said, hey, let's just sit down, brainstorm ideas over some McDonald's. And so we were thinking, and we actually, all 3 of us, we had some decent ideas. And I was thinking in my head, what if we could just sell these ideas? Or what if we just put them on a website where we could just, these ideas could become real things? And then that just led us, and then we were just like, wow, wait, this could actually be an idea. Let's create a website where young people like us that have decent ideas, they can actually get out in the world and do that. So then we had the idea, and then we were thinking about cool names and cool logos. We already got to the logo part with that, all the cool name part. We actually, the Greek god of investment is actually called Plutos, and so that's where the name comes from. And we thought, Greek god, that's pretty cool. It's gonna lead to a sick logo. So I mean,
Excellent answer. How about how are you going to attract the entrepreneurs and investors? Have you thought through that?
I think that kind of goes back to advertising. I think advertising will play a big role, but you are completely right, yeah, and especially in 2021, it's super competitive, and it's going to be super hard, so I mean, we haven't really thought of that fully, but hopefully we're going to really work on that with the advertising and stuff, and I think that if we get out there and our name's there, I think that the investors and the entrepreneurs will be there, and I think it starts with getting the entrepreneurs on there. I feel like once we have some good ideas on there and a decent customer base, then the investors will come swooping in to get their ideas because they want to invest. They want to expand their businesses.
Michelle, thank you for being here. It takes a lot of bravery to come out and present an idea. And I love that you discussed this with your friends at McDonald's. That's very, very cool. What you can't really answer on behalf of your friends, but for you, what makes you want to be an entrepreneur?
I mean, I look at all the top entrepreneurs and, they've changed the world. They must have just started just like me, high school kid. I mean, so I want some interest in my life. I want a roller coaster, and I think that they've gone through the roller coaster for sure. They made it out on top, and I think it just goes back, just changing the world. I just want to do that.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Okay, we're ready for student number 2 and your business.
There we go. Hi, I'm Elodie. Melody without the M. Welcome to Botticelli. Here. Custom swimwear. Let me tell you about it. So 6 hours. Imagine what you can do with 6 hours. You can learn a new language, make a cake, go to school, drive to Chicago. Well, according to my research, a lot of women like myself spend up to 6 hours shopping for a swimsuit. And when I say a swimsuit, I mean one singular swimsuit. So women like myself struggle with this because we have non-A-line, curvy, muscular bodies that aren't considered by big brands when they're designing their swimwear. And this is a real problem, not only mentally, but it's a big mental burden, and it's also a real time burden. So on the left here, you can see a really cute swimsuit that's on a lot, similar to ones on a lot of popular stores, but this kind of fit just doesn't work for a lot of women. I struggle with finding bottoms that fit me because I don't want my butt hanging out. And then on the right, that's when I search up cute, trendy, full coverage swimsuits, this is what comes up. I call them granny suits. And for trendy teenagers like myself, that's not really quite what we're looking for. So currently on the market, there's not really in between. So imagine being able to sit in the comfort of your own home, take your measurements with a step-by-step guide, pick your favorite trendy swimsuit from a website, and order it right then and there, and have it delivered to your house within 10 days, fitting you perfectly with custom measurements. Well, this is Botticelli. To someone like me who struggles yearly to find swimwear and other clothing pieces, this is absolutely priceless to me. And with Botticelli, girls will be able to feel confident and look confident and comfortable thanks to custom fit swimsuits and custom fit measurements with really cute, trendy designs that girls these days love to wear. So Botticelli, so not only is swimwear a time issue, but it also puts a really large burden on women's self-esteem and their personal image. So we believe women deserve to feel and see themselves as the beautiful and strong women that they are. And so that's where the name Botticelli comes from. It's inspired by the Renaissance artist Botticelli with 2 T's, and his most famous work, The Birth of Venus, which depicts the ideal female body during the time of the Renaissance. And this is so important to us because we believe that every woman has an ideal body, and that their body is specifically fit to them. And we believe that women should be able to feel confident in their bodies, and that swimwear should only accentuate this beauty. So this is Lily. She's our target persona. She's within the age of 15 and 25. She has a body that's not quite generic or considered by popular brands. She has an athletic, curvy body type. She loves hanging out with her friends and is very trendy. So she loves to take pictures and look cute and lounge by the pool in the summer. She also is very in touch with the trends, active on social media, and but she can never find trends that really fit her and look really good on her. And then she also comes from an affluent background, so whether that's from a job or whether that's from her family. So we believe that girls with this kind of affluentness will have money that they will dispose on this kind of thing because it's so important. She also loves to shop online because of how easy it is to shop from 20 different shops and because of COVID. So we all know that the swimwear market is absolutely packed and it's really competitive and really hard to break through. And we believe that we will break through because of a few things. So we want to sell via the direct-to-consumer channel, so through an e-commerce experience and also through local pop-ups during height seasons. And then we also have identified premium pricing to be key to our brand because not only are you getting a good suit with good materials and a cute design directly to your door, but it's custom measured direct to your body. So, and if you don't like it, we'll have a great customer satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it, that's fixable. And then, so yes, it will be more expensive than most ready-to-wear swim brands, but it will be less expensive than other custom swimwear brands that we've identified. So we think that's worth it. And then we also need to partner with a swimwear manufacturer. We have a small list. At the top of our list is Prototype. They're the only concept to completion manufacturer out there, which is really important for young entrepreneurs like me. And we also need to partner with a coder to create a really awesome online experience, which will make the swimwear shopping experience that much better. And then, I can't see what that says. And then we've also developed a marketing plan, which consists largely of having a large presence on social medias like Instagram and TikTok, as well as influencer marketing, pop-ups, and premium pricing. So we're seeking investors. We've estimated our total startup cost to be around $4,000. And we use this initial money to, one, meet with manufacturers, test the product, and make sure that the custom bathing suit works, and that the designs are on point. And then we also need to meet with a coder and to create this online experience. So money will go towards that, as well as marketing costs. And lastly, I'm also looking for anyone who has any expertise in the fashion swimwear industry, as well as coding, things like that. So I'd love any tips and tricks any of you have. So yeah. All right. Q&A.
Sharks?
That was great. Ellen.
Thank you.
For that. A couple couple of times you said us and we. Is there a
Oh,
team
I'm just talking about
behind-
me and my
Okay,
parents.
That's
It's just me. Yeah.
Keep saying us.
It
makes
sounds
you look like a
fancier.
bigger-
Yeah, exactly. It sounds cooler.
So how do you envision getting the fit right? I think you said something about like measurements at home.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
How do you envision that?
Yeah, so I've thought this through. So we're thinking of having a really nice, easy step-by-step guide with pictures, videos, and we'll have like free little measuring tapes on our website that you can order if you don't have one, as well as free consultations with someone from someone who knows like measurements and stuff. And then we're on the side of the manufacturer, we'll develop an algorithm or a formula, or when you input your measurements, you can also input whether you want like cheeky, medium, or full coverage on the bottom, and that will mix all together and input like the perfect ratio of the bottoms or the tops or whatever it is.
Great.
Yeah.
And I think starting with swimwear is a really great idea.
Yeah.
The 6 hours is a great way to open the presentation and
Thank you.
highlight the problem. Do you envision that this could expand to other clothing or other apparel?
I love
that's
that. I
custom-made?
think jeans, especially, jeans is absolutely impossible for me to shop for. So currently in like the 6-month period of shopping for jeans/swimwear right now. So that would be really awesome to expand someday to jeans. But yeah,
Excellent, thank you.
yeah.
Okay, sure. Great job.
Thank
I
you.
was making lots of notes and starting to write down questions, and it turns
Good.
out you started answering all my
Oh.
questions. So
Good.
very, very well done. I'm curious on, you mentioned premium price. Could you just give us a sense of, what would be a,
Yeah.
I don't know what women's
Yeah.
swimsuits cost.
Sorry, I meant to say that. Yeah.
So what would one expect to pay for a regular swimsuit that you've described, and then what would your swimsuit go for?
Okay, so swimwear like really ranges. You can find really cheap ones for like $20 to like really expensive ones like $100 to $200 easily. We're targeting about $150 because other custom swimwear that I've found, they like a set goes for $191. So we're trying, and those are like handmade in Hawaii. So we're trying to go a little less expensive than that, but a little more expensive than ready-to-wear bathing suits just because of what you're getting. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then other question is, and maybe you've answered this, you just mentioned Hawaii. Where would these be made? Would these be made in America, or do you have is that important to you? Or is it just finding the right manufacturer?
Yeah, I think find the right one. I know that ones made in America are really, really expensive, and especially because we're looking for custom, I think that can be really, really through the roof expensive. The one we're looking at most seriously is called Prototype. They're out of Indonesia. So I think it's all about finding the right one, for sure, yeah.
Okay, and I guess I would I would encourage you with something that you're trying, just logistically.
Yeah.
If it's made in Indonesia, just the turnaround time, getting it to someone. And I realize made in USA is a little more expensive,
Yeah.
but I guess I'd encourage you to look around and
Okay.
see what you might do.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Definitely.
LOD, I just want to say, first of all, you are absolutely gorgeous. Curves and all.
Thank you, that's so
absolutely
sweet.
gorgeous.
That's so
And
sweet, thank you.
I really appreciate you being a voice out there for women. There's all different bodies out there, and it's really important to feel comfortable
Yeah.
with who you are. So, starting with bathing suits and going to jeans
Yeah.
or whatever you go to, I think that it's priceless making people feel comfortable in
Yeah.
their own skin. So $150 sounds like a reasonable,
Yeah.
price for that. And I love the name. I think the name sounds
Yeah.
very luxurious. I love the story behind it. I think that your own passion and that you're trying to solve a problem that you've had and being vulnerable,
Yeah.
with your own customers, I think will be a great part of your story.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm really impressed with how much you have thought about. So, you answered all my, like Paul is saying, you answered my questions as you were going. I think that it's that market that you're targeting is the perfect market to start with. It's very trendy. I do know that there's a bathing suit company in town here that is for probably older women.
Okay.
But maybe that owner would be somebody I could connect you
Yeah,
with just
definitely.
for ideas. But I guess what would be your dream about how this might look in 5 years?
I would love for this like to be a job. Like that would be absolutely a dream. I'd love to be able to have my own custom swimsuits I feel totally comfortable in, that I feel beautiful in. Because I'm a swimmer. I love being in the pool all summer long. So having swimwear that would fit me would be absolutely a dream. Amazing. And have jeans, that would be absolutely amazing to do in 5 years as well. Yeah, jeans are a nightmare.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
way to solve the nightmares
Thank
for,
you.
for all your
Yes.
friends. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Student business number 3, please.
Hello everybody, my name is Robbie Smith and I'm the founder of Edina Boys Lawn Care. The problem we had was, or the problem we saw was that mowers produce lots of air pollution. Most lawn services use gas-powered lawnmowers. The gas-powered mowers are very bad for the environment, and unlike electric mowers that we use, the tools are much more efficient and cheaper and better for the earth. And also low income rates. We understand that during the coronavirus, families are struggling financially and can't afford to do their lawn care and can't afford to pay someone else to do it. So that's why we have low rates for lawn care. And finally was the inefficient service. Many lawn services are very expensive and are like mainstream large companies. They have less passion for the earth and are more interested in just making money. And our solution is we use all electric products like electric mowers and hedgers and everything. They're much better for the earth, and they produce no fossil fuels. We have very cheap prices. Our company uses very cheap hourly rates to accommodate people throughout this time period. Many of the larger corporations charge a lot more money and are a hard time to deal with. It's much harder to get a hold of them and have in-person interactions with these companies. And finally, our services are very efficient. Our company is very efficient and will always do our best because we want to help people. Our company overview. Edina Boys Lawn Care is a yard service that takes care of all sorts of individuals' needs. Our service goes from lawn mowing to weeding, car washing, and power washing. We have a service like any other. We're a group of high school boys who have intentions of helping our community and helping people out in tough times throughout the coronavirus. Our company brings a variety of benefits that many other lawn care businesses fail to bring. For these reasons, we believe that our business is the best and most beneficial for all people who seek lawn service. Our customer segment, we mainly target the suburbs. There's many families who live in the suburbs, and the suburbs are a condensed area with many houses that have lawns. And we mainly target baby boomers and millennials. The baby boomers, who are starting to get old and less mobile, they need to pay for services and need help on their lawn care, so we target them mainly. And then we also target millennials who just moved in and are starting families and don't have the time to do these things. We believe this is the best way for our company as a whole to help people and increase our business. retaining customers. Depending on how many times our company gets hired back to work for the same client, multiple times help our company understand whether or not we are doing a good job. Having returning customers that are very loyal to our business helps Edina Boys Lawn Care understand how good our work truly is. Home Advisor. As many of you guys know, Home Advisor is a large company that connects companies with people who need jobs. Recently, we have joined Home Advisor's database to advertise and build our name. Finally, in conclusion, any investments that we receive will help go towards advertising. One problem we saw is that we have the time and the people to do the work, but we just don't have as many clients. The more clients we have, the more money we make, and we need all the advertising money we get. Another thing that we'll use our investment on is tools and products. We will use these to buy lawnmowers, trucks, power washers, many other things to help keep people's lawns as nice as possible. We would like to also do partnerships with many small and large businesses around the city. And finally, our capital. We would like to build our capital to popularize the Edina Boys Lawn Care and make it the largest we can make it. Thank you.
Robbie, thank you for that presentation. I really appreciate that.
I must be
Jinxed! Okay, sorry. I was just wondering, how are you imagining, besides Home Advisor, how would your customers find you and book your services? And also, do you have in mind what your hourly rates will be?
Yeah, so we started this last year and it's expanding rapidly at the moment. We've been using Nextdoor and Facebook Marketplace and putting ads out on there. And we've been going door to door handing out flyers, and we're looking to buy a ad in the Sun Current pretty soon to advertise. And our hourly rates are mainly $20 an hour for weeding, and our lawn mowing rates vary depending on the lawn size, from around $20 to $50.
Well, great job. As a person who's older, I still like to do my own lawn, and so I love your story here. I do have an electric lawnmower and an electric blower, and I also have a rider, so I do have a gas one. But moving to electric, so I love your thinking there. I think that's a great message. And you mentioned Nextdoor. I jotted that down as well. That's a great way to to get within the community. I'm curious, how do you are you able to find the labor you need for this? I'm obviously all high school students. I'm going to ask the question is. I'm just wondering if today's high school students are interested in doing lawns. Many years ago, we were leaving on a vacation, and I asked a neighbor kid if while we were gone if he would shovel our driveway in case it snowed, and he said, "Mr. Moody, I don't do manual labor." So I'm just curious, are today's you finding that your classmates are into manual labor?
Well, yeah, we find that they enjoy having money, so yeah. So we're working on hiring a bunch of our friends and classmates to help work for us this summer. Yeah.
How many people are on the team besides yourself in the business, and how are you finding you're profitable? Like how if you're charging $20 an hour, how much are you paying your workers to do the work?
Well, currently we've been doing the work, so we're making 100% profit, but we're looking to hire new people, and for the $20 an hour rate, we're gonna be giving them $13 an hour, and we'll be receiving $7 an hour for finding them and giving them the jobs. what we're planning on doing is we're gonna hire these people, and then we're just gonna text them an address and how long they have to work there for, or an address and what they have to do there, and then they'll be receiving their payment once. The consumer will pay us, and then we will pay them for their work.
Okay. Have you reached a point, you said you started this last summer?
Yeah.
Okay, did you reach a point where you had more work than you could do? Like, if you guys are keeping all the money, could you get through this summer with just you and your partners?
No, we could not. We're currently getting a lot of people that need their lawn mowed and maintained throughout the whole summer, and we currently don't have enough people. But we're working on hiring people at the moment before the summer starts.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, students, for the great presentation. So what we're going to do now, I will ask the Sharks to please go back to the boardroom along with John Schultz, our school superintendent, and there's going to be some discussion regarding the presentations. And in the meantime, what I'd like to do is introduce you to Shelley Loberg. Shelley is Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce and Explore Edina. Shelley, ready to take it away?
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for coming out and being with us today. It really means a lot to myself and our staff. Lori and Caitlin and I are super grateful for your support today. Education is super important here in the community of Edina, and each year we have the pleasure of, we award 3 $1,000 scholarships to graduating seniors. And unfortunately, I can't announce those today because those are still in process. We're still reviewing applications, and we work in conjunction with the school district in that process. So those will be awarded next month in May, and those are courtesy of one of our members, Dr. Sita Dash and his personal foundation. And then the other great honor that we have is identifying a Teacher of the Year each year. And we promote on Facebook and through the school district and pretty much any means that we can for community members to give nominations. And I was talking with our winners' parents this morning as they arrived, and I shared with them, I have never read so many nice things about one person in my whole life. And so when I started reading these applications, I just knew that Brianna was going to be a really, really special person. I hope I don't cry. Brianna is with us here today. She is a 4th grade teacher at Countryside Elementary in Edina and has been a teacher there for nearly 9 years. She is a master's level elementary teacher with 15 years in education, including teaching overseas for a prestigious international school in Bangkok, Thailand. She has a passion for education and recently obtained National Board Certification, the most respected certification available in K-12 education. So congratulations, that's an amazing achievement. Some of the highlights in the nomination applications that were really touching were how Brianna took the time to really engage with each child and family at the open house at the beginning of the year. You know, where you go and you take your kids in and you see where your desk is going to be and you meet your teacher for the first time. And what struck me as I read about this is, because I remember going through it with my own children, that's a really busy time and you're kind of coming, going, and it's overwhelming for the teacher and the students. And the thing that struck me is that this parent said, what an amazing effort that Brianna made to take time and give her undivided attention to each child and family. And I think that really meant a lot to them. And also that she found ways to take their stories about what they had done over the summer, whether it was a vacation or a special activity, and connect that to something that they were going to be learning in the upcoming school year. Glowing student reviews followed. You know, a teacher is having a profound and special impact on her students when the students come home and chatter about their learning and the stories their teacher shared about her life and her own personal experiences. When the pandemic hit, there was obvious disappointment for everyone in not being able to be together physically in the classroom. But Brianna handled the shift with ease and confidence, scheduling times to meet one-on-one with students, communicating tirelessly with parents, and conducting special drive-by visits to each child to drop off learning materials. To quote one parent, "Brianna has a true gift for loving her students, making them feel valued, and finding ways to challenge them." And to quote another, "There is not one topic she introduces to her students without connecting it to them in a way that is fun and engaging for them." At this time, I'd like to invite one of the parents who nominated Brianna. I received a wonderful nomination. The first one came from someone named Sonia Walters. And Sonia, thank you so much for sending that nomination to me. I know she's joining us on Zoom today, and I just want to tell you how touched I was by the initial nomination and by the others that followed. So Jocelyn is going to come up and share a few comments with us today.
Good afternoon. So my daughter was in Ms. Carlson's class last year for 4th grade, and I was trying to think of a couple of ways that Brianna went above and beyond, and the first one was just genuine care. So I think that some of that was exemplified in Shelley's discussion just now, but just attention given to details that are unique to each child and how important that was. The second is collaboration. So just going above and beyond by gathering information from teams of people. It is emotional because I feel so blessed to have had Mrs. Carlson. But and then some words that I came up with that I think of when I think of our year with Mrs. Carlson and herself are consistency, love, transparency, stability, safety, and security. And we got to experience all that while she was pursuing her national board certification. So I thought I would just finish with my actual letter of support because those words flowed so easily when I wrote them. So my daughter was fortunate enough to have Mrs. Carlson for her 4th grade teacher at the time when COVID-19 pandemic first hit us. At a time with so much uncertainty and fear, she was incredible in the way that she reached her students. My daughter received support services at school, and I began working so closely with Brianna throughout the year to help M, we'll call my daughter M, succeed in ways that looked a little different than an average elementary school student. Brianna really got to know and understand M as a whole person. She is so empathetic and genuine. We had just moved into the countryside district from another Edina elementary school that year, and we had some family dynamics that were particularly hard to navigate if you're a teacher who really wants what's best for her students. But she engaged and she learned about them. I'm blown away by the time and dedication that Mrs. Carlson devoted to each child, but mine in particular. She took M under her wing so that she could provide the stability that she needed. She would communicate with me in an ongoing dialogue throughout the year to make sure that we were teaming to meet M's needs. This laid the foundation for an unexpected transition to distance learning going very smoothly. Once classes started online, Ms. Carlson poured her heart into making sure that M felt safe and secure in a time with so much confusion. She made phone calls to her. She stopped by for physically distant waves and drop-offs of gifts or learning materials. She helped create an environment of continuity and consistency that was critical at this time and this new distance learning model in 4th grade. Ms. Carlson would post live videos in the morning every day on her Class Dojo app that the kids would watch. She opened up to the kids through her personal account of the situation that they were all in. She laughed, she cried, she rewarded kids, and she challenged kids. For M, this is exactly what she needed to see. She needed to know that it was okay, and Mrs. Carlson provided that for her. As a mom, there's nothing more that I could have asked for from an elementary school teacher, and she's more than we could have expected, and I'll never forget our year with her. Thank you so much, and this is so well-deserved.
Well, so much for not crying. Nobody cries alone in my presence, that's the thing. Thank you so much. At this time, I'm going to ask Brianna to come up and say a few words.
I I consider myself usually a pretty put-together person, so I apologize if I'm a bit sniffly right now. That was really beautiful, and might have to hold on to this podium for a second, too. Thank you so much to the chamber and to my wonderful parents and to my principal. And when I say parents, it's parents of the classroom, but my actual parents are here, too. But I truly believe as an educator that your relationships with your students are front and center, and if you don't have a relationship with your students, nothing's going to happen. And it's through that power of connection that the door opens, and I really believe in the power of education to transform kids' lives. And I always say to my students, once my student, forever my student, I expect them to come back and check on me, and same for my parents. Once my parents, always my parents. You'll forever be a part of my family, and I consider it my greatest privilege to have served your children and to help them find their passions and to know that all of their dreams can come true. I'm really transparent with my fourth graders that school was really hard for me as a fourth grader, and my sister was really lucky. School came easy to her. I had to work really hard, so I try to model for the kids that your challenges are also your greatest strengths, and it's going to lead you to places you've never dreamt of. And I'm so honored to be in front of you today as a teacher, and can't wait to tell my former fourth grade teacher that I'm a teacher of the year. So thank you so much for this greatest privilege. I love being a teacher. It's my passion, and everyone knows to just put a quarter in me. I'll talk about education all day long. And then to our high school students here, loved hearing all of your pitches, and keep telling your stories, because you never know who you're going to come across and who can help you with your business. And clearly some great teachers have helped you along your way. It's just a really super quick side story in terms of, like, you never know who you're going to meet, because I'm like, oh, I know one of the senior buyers of swimsuits at Target, and one of my friends is the CEO. Like, want to pass it along, because don't stop telling people your stories. The power in education is also the power in, like, believing in your story. And so to my fourth graders who are now fifth graders, to our high school students who are moving on, keep pursuing education. It happens in so many forms throughout your life. So thank you so much. Thank you.
So Brianna's mom and dad, also with Brianna today, our Countryside principal, Karen Bergman, and her mom and dad. And we have, so Brianna, I know I told you over the phone that you're going to be receiving a $500 cash prize today, and that is courtesy of Royal Credit Union, and they annually sponsor our Teacher of the Year award. And they, unfortunately, were not able to be with us today, but they asked me to pass along their best wishes and their congratulations to you. And I have a super obnoxious big check that I would like to take your photo with. And if I could get your mom and dad and Jocelyn and Karen to come up and take that photo with you, that would be amazing. I'm told, everyone, I just want to put it out there, the Sharks are deliberating, and we may need a few extra moments. I noticed the mayor is here. Maybe he can come up and talk about how important education in Edina is. So we may need to hang on for just a few extra moments while they are deliberating and making their decisions on who to award the prize today to. But in the meantime, I know we have a couple photographers here today. So if I could have you guys come up here for a moment. If you're comfortable, you can take your masks off once you get up here, but otherwise you're welcome to wear them too. Okay, I actually can't get it back in there. I wouldn't be able to either. Right. Okay, so I was going to tell the story. It's okay. I can tell that story. That's a good one. It's a good story. Brianna, why don't you just get in the middle? Okay. Your mom and dad. Okay. Yeah.
feel like I won the lottery. I did win the lottery. Oh, please, share. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I was going to tell this and then my brain did a walkabout.
Thank you for honoring Brianna today. I have what she and I laugh about all the time, a cute story. I'm Karen Bergman, I'm the principal at Countryside Elementary. In my former school life, I was a principal in the Farmington School District, and I opened a new building. It's 20 years ago. Yeah, probably, yeah. I think of the young man who said that those of us who are baby boomers are older and less mobile. And there. Anyway, back in the day when I was a principal at Meadowview Elementary in Farmington Schools, we had a partnership in our district with the American Red Cross, and they brought to us some trainers, some people who were going to facilitate bringing programming into our classrooms. And the most lovely young lady who was the lead for the American Red Cross came into my office, and we planned how she was going to connect with my teachers and talk with them about what they were going to do with rolling out this curriculum, these materials, these activities with our students. And she actually spent several weeks, I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks, in the building partnering with us. Meadowview actually was only one building in the district that had the opportunity to have these students or these materials presented to our kids. And that lovely young lady, all these years ago, it was probably at least 15 years ago, 16, 17 years ago, where she spent those weeks in my building. On one of the last days that she was there, I pulled her into my office and I said, "Tell me why you don't have a teaching degree." And she kind of went on and on about how she was loving what she was doing and that she had her degree in this, and that this was kind of her path. And I said, just be thinking about this. Just be thinking what else you could do, because what you've done here has been amazing with us. About 11 years ago, 10 years ago, I take that back, shortly after I moved to Edina and became principal at Countryside, for whatever reason, she and I reconnected. I don't do big social media things, but for some reason she came up on my LinkedIn page or something like that, and it said that she was now a teacher in Hastings, and I'm like, haha, she took my advice. Anyway, I called her, and she and I met one afternoon and talked about how she was doing with her teaching career and what she was loving about 4th graders and 5th graders at that time. And I said to her, when I have an opening, I'm going to call you, and you are going to come and work with me in Edina. And she was like, yeah, whatever. Within a couple of months, I had an opening in my class, in my building, and we have a multi-age program called Continuous Progress at Countryside. And the opening was for a 1st, 2nd grade teacher. And she's like, yeah, I'm a 4th, 5th grade teacher. I just work with those bigger kids. And I'm like, a teacher is a good teacher no matter what. It's not about what grade you teach, it's about what you bring to it. So I hired her as a 1st, 2nd grade teacher. She did that for a couple years, went off to Thailand and came back, and it's like 4th grade, welcome back, right? Here she is. She's amazing. And never once do I look back on those conversations and think, I was right. I was right. There she is. She's amazing.
It was meant to be.
Thank you for that story, Karen. Jim, you're off the hook. It's my pleasure now to ask John Schultz, our superintendent, to come up and announce our winners today.
I was here yesterday. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. I was here yesterday giving out awards for the Rotary's Global Scholars Program. And it is, this time of the year is just fun, especially this year. When we get a chance to celebrate instead of trying to figure out where the virus is and what we're supposed to do about it. And so it is really great to be here. And Same thing happened to me today as it did yesterday, listening to these very talented young people. And when I listen to their creativity, their analysis, their enthusiasm, I am in shock and awe. I am in awe of the talent, the ideas, the insights, and I'm shocked at how lazy I was when I was in high school back in the 20th century. So it is just amazing what the three students did today. So we're not here for shock and awe, we're here for shark and awe. So I get to announce the winner. Before we announce, I'd like our sharks to stand up and thank them for their work. So. So what I will say in listening to their analysis, they were very impressed with the creativity, impressed with your persuasion, the uniqueness of each of the ideas, and how they were generated, and also the motivation to develop this idea. So I'm going to first call the first two runners up that will get $100. So can I have all three of the business people come forward? Why don't you stand up in front of the table here? Thank you. Okay, so our first runner-up is Robbie Smith. Robbie, give him a round of applause. Congratulations. And our next runner-up is Vishal Dasani. Congratulations, Vishal. And of course, the winner is Elodie Jones. So thank you, Chamber, and everybody who's here. It's a great partnership, great day. Make it a great afternoon.
Just a couple quick words of closing. First of all, congratulations to the students. You guys did an amazing job. Elodie, I can't wait to order my swimsuit. I would like to also extend a special thank you to all of our sponsors who supported today's event. I have a table of people here from Edina Realty that I would like to thank, and also the following companies: Keller Williams, M Health Fairview, American Family Insurance, Burnett and Associates, Gateway Bank, and Mark Jessen from Jessen Press. Thank you so much for providing our signage and for also being a sponsor today. Again, you guys, it really means a lot to myself and our staff to have you here today, and thank you for promoting and supporting education in Edina. Everybody take care, stay safe.